for the time being. Oh yeah, I guess we are on.
What?
Oh, we've been recording?
No.
This whole time.
This whole time we've been recording?
Whole time.
Oh, God. I hope they didn't hear what I said about that one racial group. It's not one of the big ones, though.
It's not one of the big ones, and if you heard
It's like
it,
one of those small ones.
They're not really in discourse yet.
yeah, and he used a lot
I
of
still hope
terms.
no one heard it.
He used a lot of terms that we were using for them when they,
Like archaic terms.
yeah, where it's like,
But I hope no one heard that.
You'd have to
Welcome to
Google
the
it.
Brown Bricks podcast. The most amount of fun you can have while listening to a podcast.
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
I'm Jackson.
I'm Jack.
I'm Phineas.
We forgot to do that last time.
Well,
so
now we remember.
now we remember after all those people.
Yeah, we're
Came
definitely
on.
going to remember every time now.
I do like the idea of like somebody listening to the podcast and just being like, I don't know what's going on.
Well, I assume we got a lot of first-time listeners
Yeah.
every episode. 'Cause
That's true.
We're getting exponential growth.
We are.
Let's
That's-
call this episode 1 to get more
Dude,
first-time
awesome.
listeners.
Full
That would be really
reboot,
cool.
like Mortal Kombat 1.
Like Evangelion.
Oh yeah, 1.11.
Yeah,
You cannot redo this podcast.
we're in our rebirth era.
Yeah, we are. We just had the third climax, the third trimester. What was it? Third impact.
Third impact.
We had the
yeah.
third impact.
Yeah, we had the third
third
We had the third trimester, and now we've rebooted the universe.
Jack has an eye patch now.
Yeah, I Phineas came over and started choking me.
Yeah.
And Jackson's Ray, and I'm
I'm
Snape,
Ray.
and you're Dumbledore.
No, I'm
Hermione.
Misato.
You're Hermione, sure.
Wait, no.
Oh, hello.
I don't like what you do to
Hello,
Hermione.
pretty lady.
All right.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
What's going on this week, boys?
We all saw Spider-Verse. That was
We did
pretty
see
good.
We did see the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
It was pretty decent. I
I
was not.
think it should have been marketed as like a part 1.
They
Yeah.
did. It was announced.
It
like
was
when
announced,
the movie was first
but like
announced.
in the title, it
It
should
should
have
have
been.
been
Yeah.
in the fucking title, I think. But
I think
that's not a big deal.
No,
that's like
yeah.
a nitpick
I
for
think in the
whole bit,
original marketing, it did have that, and they took
Yeah.
it out because obviously people would like just wait to see to
Both
have the
of them,
second one
I
come
guess.
out. Yeah.
Or it was just like it's probably. I think
Definitely like a focus group. Like, don't put part 1 in the title.
it's
or
like
whatever.
well, that's why we don't have like Thor 2 anymore. You have Thor: Love and Thunder. That's Thor for Thor. It's apparently like
People
bad.
don't like numbers.
People don't like numbers. They're like,
Well,
oh,
the Marvel shit, they got him like encourage people like it doesn't matter if you've been getting
Yeah.
burnt out and not watching all of them. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
You'll still like the movie, you know.
it's funny though because it's one of those things where, especially with that, there's a lot of people who it's still like homework to them where they're like, what movies do I have to see before I see this? And it's like, well, you know,
It
probably
does
the
leave
last
you
one.
with like some title like saturation and in confusion because you're like, what order is this
Yeah.
in? Like, do I watch Spider-Man No Way Home before
Across the Spider-Verse.
Spider-Man The End of Home? My
Yeah.
home is gone.
It's like trying to figure out how to get into the Monogatari series.
Yeah.
Where do I start?
You're like, Kiza's technically
Which is the
first,
weird
but you don't
one
wanna
that you
start
can
with.
skip that has a lot of weird incest.
None
in
of
it.
them. Don't skip any.
That's Civil
of them.
War. If you haven't seen Civil War, that's
There's a
what
lot
it
of
had.
weird-
Monogatari
incest.
Civil War.
That was the part where because like they flashed back and Tony Stark, they're showing his parents and his mom's fucking him, and
Whoa.
and so it's like really complicated when you find out that he killed him. He's like,
It's like the Musk family. That's where they took inspiration from.
wouldn't that be really funny if in that whatever it was like there's a part where like Tony Stark's like, you killed my mom but you also killed my lover. It's like what? It's like then they fight.
Well,
But wait, I only killed one person. Look
Yeah.
at camera. What?
And they don't even like they don't dwell on it. They're like that's like emotional. That's like an emotional thing. And then Captain America's like, I know I killed your mom, who was also your lover, and they're like cool with it.
Captain America's never killed anybody.
I mean, he probably like
He only
knocked some
hits
guy
him.
off.
He's
He
definitely
hits
fucked up
him
a
with
lot of
the-
robots.
Yeah,
With the
Oh, yeah.
vibranium shield.
He probably like knocked some guy off a bridge, and that was like,
There's
shit.
definitely some hack comedy YouTube video out there like every time Captain America killed somebody.
I don't think that's a part of his character.
I
No.
know. I'm sure
He doesn't like doing
they
it.
would acknowledge that all those Nazis he smacked really hard with a big fucking thing of metal in the head. How they're fine.
That
but
would be really funny if there's a
I'm
part.
sure that's the canon take.
they're like, where are we going with Captain America in this new movie? And then he like kills a guy. He's like, oh, that felt good. He like accidentally like goes way too far, and then he's like, oh, well, you know, it's cooler when you drag out their killing for a long time and kill them later. And then Captain America just gets way too into torture. But that's just a subplot. They have to go beat the Serpent Society or something beyond that.
Captain America, the War of States' Rights.
The new Captain America was called New World Order, and they changed it to Brave New World recently.
They changed it?
Yeah, because New World Order has implications.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point.
Yeah, maybe it's
that
too
there's
many implications.
What are they? Huh?
If my rule is if there's drama about a Marvel movie is to not care about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. I'm just confused as to what they like. Do they think the title itself is implying like the Jews? Like what is the problem with the title?
Jews.
Yeah,
that's it.
I'm just confused because Brave New World is
not much better.
Yeah,
in that regard.
Well, it's just like I think Brave New World's implying more like Bucky, or the like Sam Black Captain America is going to be. It's like that's the Brave New World, but then like New World Order, I feel like implies like, by having Captain America be black now, like there's going to be a bunch of like right-wing talking heads being like, this is going to be, they're saying it out loud. They're saying the quiet part out loud. They're going to replace us all with a black Captain America.
I will say it is like a strangely ominous title, this New World Order. But I don't know what the movie's about at all.
They're
so
not,
I don't know.
That movie's not coming out, right?
No, it's coming out.
When?
I don't know.
Tomorrow?
Today. It already came out.
Well, the guy who's playing Captain America, he's also doing that, what the fuck is it called? The Twisted Metal TV show on Peacock.
Really? There's a Twisted Metal TV show?
We're not going to watch that then.
Yeah.
No.
It's on Peacock.
No. Apparently people like Peacock, but...
I mean, yeah, because it
only
has
like
the
Star
Office on
Trek
it.
fans and Office fans, I guess.
I think the funniest thing about the Peacock or the Office on the Peacock is like, you have a like they have these new episodes that are like The Office like uncut. So they add back in all the jokes they cut and just make it worse.
Oh,
yeah,
that does sound bad.
It is.
There's a reason why writers write things and cut them out.
They're like, this joke didn't really work, so we're not going to have it. And then it's just like every Office episode, but with 10 extra minutes of like jokes that don't work.
Well, the one
that makes sense almost, I feel, for that service because like they're like, people aren't watching this as like a general streaming service to see like what's on there. They get it because it has The Office and they want to watch The Office, and they're Office fans and they want to see that.
It is really funny how they break down their pricing though, because it is Office based, where it's like there's one where it's like you can watch the first 4 seasons of The Office with this package.
Seriously?
Like when you go on all their things, they're like, how much of The Office can you watch and what different
So this
variants?
is just like a special edition copy of The Office. Like it's basically the streaming equivalent of buying that.
Yeah.
What this fucking streaming service is.
Just fucking buy it. They still sell DVDs.
Yeah, but people don't buy shit that plays DVDs anymore.
Yeah.
Tons of people are just watching shit on their computer or some smart TV.
Yeah,
illegally stream it then.
You should do that for real.
But people also like illegal streaming is like just enough of a hoop to jump through where it's like, how do I hook it up to my TV though?
I've done it my whole goddamn life. It's not a hoop. You go to a website.
Now you go to a website, but then you have to like plug your computer into your thing.
I will say, if you're like watching TV with a bunch of people, like there's been groups like that where it is like, get the HDMI cable out. We're pirating that shit. But then there's like situations where if you're like, oh, don't worry, I'll just stream it off my computer. Everyone will be like, that's fine. We can just watch something else.
Yeah. I think that
like a lot of people are just going to go to Netflix because they haven't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then they'll just be like, okay, I guess we can watch
and those people
Sweet Tooth.
Should die.
Yeah. Now who else should die?
They should do what makes them happy.
Yeah, that's a little intense for someone.
I hope what makes them happy is dying.
Me too. Yeah.
Oh wow.
If that's the case,
then Captain America would love it. Wait,
what is this?
Oh my god!
Who's appearing out of the
Who's
ether?
this?
He just
who's this crazy character that's definitely here right now?
He teleported in from a different universe.
Ooh. Oh, that's a crazy guy.
It's the Ooh guy.
It's the Ooh guy.
It's the Ooh guy.
Ooh.
This is your worst character yet. Somehow,
Mr. Ooh guy. Tell us about yourself.
Don't you dare. Don't you fucking dare.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
This joke is
we're
golden.
a classic already.
Yeah.
And Jack has muted him entirely.
No, I haven't. I'm.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, there's new one?
Oh, that's a new one.
I don't have headphones on. I can't hear what's going on.
What the fuck? Stop. Okay.
We're really
That
going
was pretty
crazy on
good.
the buttons, though.
That one
yeah.
is just like a generic. Anyways.
That's pretty good. That's a rim shot.
Oh my gosh, stinky like funky ew.
That's what I thought of that bit. Am I right?
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you guys
Oh,
will get
God.
this when you.
You guys would be
Anyways.
impressed.
Now I'm gonna have
my
to
mom
listen.
illegally stream with Amazon's Fire Stick. Like,
Yeah. You taught her
yeah. She uses the
to go on
web
the
browser on
web
there.
browser?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Fuck
so
yeah,
much
dude.
worse.
to like stream tennis.
That's
Oh,
how.
yeah.
That's how we
Well-
got to teach the old people how to do this
You
shit.
gotta
only
just,
thing-
we just let the old people do what they do. They don't need to
Yeah.
learn new shit.
The only thing illegal
No,
streaming
this is
is
how
worth
we
it
do a
for.
revolution.
Yeah, is like pay-per-view. Because like pay-per-view and like
Pay-per-view
sports
stuff,
are
yeah.
so expensive, and they're expensive for like no good reason. So I'm like, yeah, this is the only thing that's worth like trying to figure out the illegal streaming thing for groups of people. Otherwise, I'm just like, I guess I'll get an HBO Max account.
Yeah, I think it was
Whatever.
crazy when people like talk about how they like bought a fight to watch for like $50, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, you're like heroes
Huh?
on both sides.
Just fucking stream. I'm sure fighting a
Go fight a guy
stream.
for real.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, I think
You can pay a guy
guys,
$50 to fight you. I'm
You guys
sure.
experience too many fights to be like, oh, that's a good use. That's a good investment.
Well, no, I mean, I thought it was a bad investment before I ever had to like wrangle anybody.
Yeah, but you're not like a UFC guy.
No.
Yeah, there are some people who are UFC guys are really funny to me because it's gotten to the point where people are like, he's got better grappling than anyone in the league, and like for some reason that's really funny to me that like my dad talks about
Power
grappling.
scaling.
Yeah, they're power scaling like individual people because when you're talking about like a team, for some reason that's like normalized to me.
stats. I mean, for like UFC, what stats do you have besides like winning and losing?
Dexterity,
I guess, like, hits on target,
intelligence, wisdom.
intelligence.
If you win by knockout or
Yeah.
decision.
Yeah,
I suppose. What is a UFC decision based on? Just like who looks like they did the best?
number of spin moves used.
They
Yeah,
give you
I think
points
there's
based
a-
off of like hits block, hits taken, hits
Yeah.
done.
There's a little panel of judges.
Yeah, they got Joe in there every time, going like, "Wow,
That was-
Oh, he hit him.
holy fuck,
Yeah.
by God!"
I think
don't get
the,
I wish the commentator at those things was also a judge, and he was saying how many points he was given.
One point.
Just
One
shout-
point.
He's like, that's
shout
5
it out.
points right there.
furiously tallying.
Yeah.
It's like,
Doing
can't keep
tally
up.
marks.
That would really fuck up like Vegas odds though, because it's like if you could tell like
Live
how-
odds. Well, you can't bet on. Oh, if you can tell like what.
yeah, like how the guy's
Get a little more
feeling.
insight into how it's
Yeah.
given out.
Like if you could tell,
Like they have no method. They're just like, that was fucking sick.
That was
that's-
honestly though. That's how I would.
It
Judge
was
that
only
shit.
ha-
It's like, damn, that guy did a spin kick. He's getting his shit rocked, but he did a cool.
He,
ass
he
spin
landed a spin kick though.
that's at least 100 points.
That's got to be worth
As
it.
long as he stays up, as long as he doesn't get knocked out this round, he's fucking winning this.
The guy guessing, like at the bar when I do a head count with the little clicker.
Yeah.
Like I'll be going around and I'll see a group of people and be like, hey, I just kind of gauge it, hit it a few times, you know?
Yeah. No, of course.
Like a guy sitting there, kind of
That's
gets
worth,
distracted
like,
for a
3
second.
guys.
He's like, how many hits did he get?
There's no way.
3 or
Yeah.
4 hits.
That's it.
Yeah.
How do you bring
I
down?
like
the
the
clicker?
yeah, I like the judge who's like has other shit on his mind. He's like, oh fuck.
I will put 5 down. Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't even like.
Kind of
hang-
absent-minded.
There's no instant replay, so he's just like there's probably like an 8-pointer right there. That's fine.
First day on the job as a UFC judge, as a boxing judge too, man.
Yeah,
I can't pay attention to all those punches they're throwing.
I don't even want
It's too
to.
goddamn many.
Yeah,
It's also a
exactly.
chance that that's not how they do it.
yeah, I have no clue how they
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah,
We've
we are
decided
really-
that they tally
We just
punches,
we
but
just
that
made some
seems-
shit.
I know
up
how
for
like
real.
Olympic skating's judged, but
How?
that's about it. Well, it's judged on a couple of different criteria.
Cheating, number
Yeah.
one. bribing the
how many
judges.
Tanya
On which
Hardings
skater gives the best head?
Yeah,
Yep.
males specifically.
That would be really
Tanya
funny.
Harding starting out with already at least a 7 because of the head she gave me last night. Fantastic.
Wicked blowjob.
Can only go up from here, Tanya. Gives her a thumbs up from the...
Yeah, after that would be really cool. They're doing like the spin move, but they're giving you head while they're doing the spin move. So
Damn.
you're like,
How the fuck did she do that?
That would be at least 100 points, right?
Mm-hmm. Just cyclone
They can
blowjob.
hold you on their shoulders.
Oh, that would be
While they're
awesome.
Yeah,
You're kind of
Just
straddling
cocking
their
mouth.
face.
Yeah.
That's a whole ass fucking
Guy smiling
Some
on
old
top.
man, some old man's like, whoa,
Grinning
whoa.
ear to ear, like, oh, yeah. She's already 10. Hello, 10.
Over the music, you can hear like the grapefruiting going on. Like,
Just listen to this, folks, as I get my dick sucked by this beautiful woman.
Big problem is them passing out from the lack of oxygen.
yeah,
They're really physically exerting
Collapse.
themselves.
8 G's, 8 G's plus you're not being able to breathe because you've got a dick in your mouth.
Figure skaters become like much stronger and more muscular to hold up, be able to hold up the judges.
Yeah, they can't
It's
do
a
any
distinct
pirouettes anymore.
Distinct advantage.
Yeah, but they can do several spin moves while sucking a guy off.
Mm-hmm.
Really, their like legs are quivering, holding up a 300-pound like old judge.
Yeah, because all the judges
Going
are
in a
gross.
straight line. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna win! I promise. You're gonna fucking
You're the
win.
best one yet.
Just don't drop me."
He's telling them all, you're gonna win, I promise.
Pet your head.
Just
But
gets all of them.
He's saying that. Yeah, he's saying that to everyone who's giving him sloppy top.
It's always a tie because the judge, every judge gives someone else a perfect score.
Yeah, and everyone else gets zeros. So
Yeah.
How do they judge it for real, though, Jack?
there are a couple of different things. A lot of it comes down to like the intensity of tricks combined with like their execution on those tricks.
Do you think it's a point system?
It is a point system.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like at the very end they'll get a score, and that score will correspond to all the different judges' scores combined together.
And if they pass that round, they move on
They
to
move
Battle
on to
Royale.
They do,
The
yeah.
slicey, dicey round.
That would be a figure skater like battle royale would be kind of
Yeah.
cool.
I would want to kick
Go to the
somebody with
gulag.
a figure skate, like the skate on, just kick them and
I
like
feel like
chop their arm off.
That would
The
actually
kick.
that'd do some damage, like
Probably.
lunging. If you were
Yeah, you've
doing
seen that guy get his throat sliced in hockey.
I did not see
oh
that.
yeah, that
It was in
one's
like the
tough.
80s.
Damn.
Yeah, they go sliding into the goalie, and the goalie all of a sudden like pulls his mask off. He's trying to grab his throat, and a huge amount of blood spills.
Jesus
Yeah.
fucking Christ.
No, that one was cool. That one was like, oh, this is the only sport that it deserves to be.
That matters.
That matters. All these other sports where you can't get your throat sliced.
Where you can't just square up and fight someone, and the judges stand there. The
They
refs-
just
that
stand
is
there,
pretty
and that's
nice.
like an accounted thing
Yeah.
for in the rules. Like
once
it's
they
not
go
like
too far, the judge or the refs step in. They're like, "All right, you go in your little timeout box for a little bit."
The
Good-
refs
good
come
fight,
in
boys.
with the gloves
yeah.
and start throwing hands as well.
Yeah.
The refs hit him with the left and hit him with the right.
I went
It's
to
a
my
fight.
friend's older brother's hockey match. He was a high school hockey player when I was a kid,
Mhm.
and like there's always like some kid on one of the teams that wants to fight.
Yeah, of course. That's why you get into hockey.
Right, but you don't in high school, right?
Yeah.
It's
No.
still kids, and it's very frowned upon.
You're not
But it's
supposed to.
hysterical when the fights happen. They try and break them up right away, and there'll be like one or two parents who are like, get him, Jason."
Parents like sports parents are
Stop on his foot.
the weirdest breed to me. Like the people who will like go up to other parents and be like, "Oh, your kid out there, he's looking really good. Like I've got an eye for these things. So like I know I've seen
Kids
these
looking
guys
really
around."
hot out there.
Yeah, this kid's looking
That's
very
the only thing I
fuckable.
could assume for those parents.
Yeah.
That they're all pedophiles.
Yeah, that's cool.
If you're into your child's sports, if you're supporting them with that, you're
Yeah,
you're
you
a bad
Look at
person.
your kid
Yeah, you're
too
grooming.
long.
You're grooming.
you're at least a potential pedophile.
You glance at your child and you look away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
you
how
should
to be a good
you should
parent.
be getting drunk in the parking lot with the other dads
Yeah.
and not fucking giving a shit
You should
about what
be
the hell's
fighting
going
the
on
other
in there.
dads, right?
You should be there
Yeah.
because it's important to your kid to have like your parent there. And even for me, it's like when I was at swim meets and like people came to them, I was always like, why? Why,
What are
why
you
did
doing
you
here?
do that? Because it just seems like a lot of work and not a lot of fun on your end. It's nice that you did that, But
my second cousin is coming to watch, Jack.
Yeah, exactly.
We haven't seen him in a while, but he heard you swim, so
yeah,
he says he loves watching high school swimming. Favorite
he
sport.
just got out of jail for something unrelated.
There's nothing I don't know what it is about it. I just love watching them boys swim.
in the swimming, it's funny because the swimming bleachers are always like super high up. So like it would be something where it's like if he had to remain a certain distance away from
he's got that little tiny pair of like binoculars people would hold.
He's sitting
in, like,
on
the 1800s
edge because he's like
just looking down. At
I like the
boy.
idea of a guy who's attracted to minors but like hasn't come to terms with that. He's like, I don't know why I love high school swimming so much.
Just really saying
I just
that
think
to
it's
people.
really cool.
I just think, whoa, look at him go. That's awesome. And then he always gets bored when the women swim. He just like looks at his phone.
I like the idea they put the stands up high and far away and swimming because that's been a problem since it started.
It's always been
like we gotta keep it away.
Everyone who comes to those
like the pedophiles show up and they see how far the stands are. And they're like, what's the fucking point?
I thought it was for the pedophiles. So they were like, because before, like when they had the stands really close, no one would come see them, and then they're like, oh, it's because they're like not the legal distance away from all these children. So when you
to
move
accommodate them.
Yeah,
pay extra, you get to be in a harness directly above the pool. You can look down on it.
What about like right in front of the
lines.
stands? There's like a little mark zone. It's like splash zone. Someone's like, does the water really get that far? He's like, that's a warning for the swimmers.
It's the splash zone on the other side. Yeah.
One of my
Gross.
one of the worst things I had to do recently was my niece, who's 4 years old, had a dance recital, and it was like a K through 12 dance recital. And my mom told me and my brother, she's like, you guys got to come, you know. Let your niece see that you're there. And we're like, all right. So me and Sean time it so we can get there at the same time. We were a little late. We show up, and it was like fucking comedy walking in there and seeing that my family had taken the front row. Just walk in there and sit in the front row. And it was really cute watching like my niece and the other little babies like dance and fuck it up. But the rest of it was like, you know, like 14, 15-year-olds doing like okay dancing, you know?
Yeah. That's the worst. Because then it's like there's nothing funny about that. It's just people like trying, and you know they're going to get their ass beat afterwards because they fucked up.
You're not who I'm here for.
Yeah.
Stop. Get off the stage.
But then you see all the people who are like Hermione looking like.
But those are...
I can't relate to
They're not lying, Jack.
They're not lying? Are
those ones aren't lying.
I don't know. Some of them might be for... dance, what's it called?
It's not. Hermione's don't lie. People lie about Hermione.
that's the biggest problem.
Wow, okay.
Hermione.
Anyways.
Herminers. They should... Yeah, that was her nickname before all the other stuff. You know who people are also lying about?
Who?
What?
What?
Let's see.
You gotta pick what you're gonna talk about before you do a transition.
Do you guys think is Baby Gronk the new drip king?
Baby Gronk
or is he just getting rizzed up by Lizzie?
Baby Gronk cannot be a drip king. He's a fucking dumbass baby who all he does is wear fucking football outfits.
First of all, he's not a baby.
Yeah,
okay.
No, he's
They're the same way they're lying about Hermione. They're lying about
Baby Gronk.
Because
How
Baby
old is
Gronk
Baby
is
Gronk?
9, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, baby.
But do you think he's just Liam? What do you think? Do you think
fuck is Baby Gronk?
Do you think no, Liam? What do you think about
what I think.
Liam? If you,
I don't know what you're talking
if
about.
you heard the statement,
He's a 9-year-old that like
is like Rob Gronkowski. He's super fucking good at
football.
flag football.
Yeah, he's
which like I don't know. I hope that motherfucker.
Shit.
They spent a lot of money on him. I hope he grows up to have like a body type that works for professional.
Well, it's also like,
networks,
he's
you know?
hit 16 years old and realize he's not going to get over
like
5'6".
there's a lot of luck to that shit.
Well, it's like also, I think it's mostly the dad trying to like, because the dad constantly talks about, he's like, I'm going to make my kid set for life on social media. So he's trying to like promote him.
It definitely feels like more of a social media thing than an actual attempt to like make a really good.
But this Baby Gronk, it's like Olivia Dunn, I think, is like this
she's
one.
like an LSU cheerleader.
She's like, no, she's a gymnast, and people are like obsessed with her because she's just a hot blonde on social media
TikToker.
who does like gymnast stuff. So she does a bunch of
Olivia
Dunn, and they call her Livvy.
Is there a Baby Dunn? They're like, she's gonna be so hot when she gets older.
No,
but she was being like harassed a lot by like her fans.
Her fans are crazy
at like LSU games and
have you
other
seen
events.
So it's funny because like people will wait outside of gyms now and they're like, we want Livvy, and it's a bunch of like
so
weird guys who are like obsessed and like screaming, and they're like screaming at all of the other like gymnasts, and then they were like, yeah, you can't do this, like you can't.
Gotta go.
And so her fans are crazy.
But anyway, she's a pedophile now because she's trying to rizz up Baby Gronk.
Yeah, because Baby Gronk came to her school and she said, Baby Gronk, you're so cool. I hope you come and sign with LSU. And he's like, I'll think about it. And she's like, okay. And then she hugged him. And there's a man, she was previously dating a man named the Riz King. And the Riz King, people think that Baby Gronk is the new Riz King.
He's gonna take the Riz King throne.
He's gonna take the Riz King throne
for
Baby Gronk,
9-year-old.
the Riz King. Yeah.
Well, what? Who is the Riz King?
The Riz King was just some loser who she was dating.
What?
Who's
Not
not
Are
really
you calling
loser.
him the
Like
Riz
loser.
King
The
because
Riz
he
King.
was going out with a girl who was super hot?
Yeah, I think so.
That's it.
I don't know where he gathered that epithet, but I need
It's
to see.
an epithet. I guess.
This is
kind
the
of.
Riz King.
Oh yeah.
Age ain't nothing
He's
but a
kinda-
I don't like
number.
that.
Parentheses,
Wait,
joke.
let me see this guy.
Just under his fucking post, just had a picture of him, and then it just said, "Age ain't nothing but a number," and in parentheses, jokes.
Jokes. I'm joking.
What? This is like not a good looking guy.
Yeah, I know. That's the Riz King. That's why he was the Riz King,
Well,
because he was able to rizz up.
have you guys
Livvy Dunn.
seen Baby Gronk's mom?
Is she a?
She is a horrifying.
Oh,
like
no.
not
Because I've seen his dad. Because
Why
his
do you
dad
guys
appears
know so much about Baby Gronk?
because it's funny.
Because Liam, we're nervous that.
Well,
maybe-
I saw like someone no context say like something about Liz rizzing Baby Gronk. I'm like, I gotta know who Baby Gronk
I gotta
is.
know what the fuck.
No,
Baby
I
Gronk
actually just saw the headline because it was like a headline because you get like headlines in your
Oh my
Google
god!
Chrome.
Yeah. Baby
Oh,
Gronk's
she's
mom
like a
is
monster.
like a titty monster.
Oh my god! Whoa.
Baby Gronk's mom is like a weird titty monster.
Look at this.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's a but I just saw the headline,
That
no
rocks.
context.
Yeah, dude. If that's your mom, you're so fucked, dude.
The headline was no context. It just said, "Is Baby Gronk the new Drip King, or is he just getting rizzed up by Livvy?" And I was like, I had like a stroke. Like I had like I don't know what that means, and I'm scared. But yeah,
An NBC
That's pretty
News
much
article.
what I had. I read that. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is either gonna be totally uninteresting, which I think it kind of was, to be honest. But
Yeah.
just the fact that he's called Baby Gronk, rock. Like the best decision they made is like branding him as Baby Gronk.
yeah, that really
That's-
got me into it.
I don't care who he is; it's a good name.
Yeah.
And now it's like a thing. Now people are like, "Oh man, this is like news."
Well,
So-
I'm thoroughly invested in his future. I've actually taken out numerous loans to invest in
That's good.
in
That's good.
his stock.
Yeah, how did Baby
Are they
Gronk stung?
are they going to
personal stock.
change like the adjective as like he gets older?
Teenage Gronk. It doesn't
He's
work.
like I'm teenage Gronk.
Teenage
That doesn't
Gronk does
work.
not work, but
you,
they're going to
stick
do
you stick
it.
with Baby Gronk until he's like
Baby man. Baby
I was
man
gonna say
Gronk.
I was gonna say late 20s at earliest. Because you can pull off
Yeah.
being
I think
Baby
you stick
Gronk
with
in your
Baby
early to
Gronk.
mid 20s. It's like a little like, yeah, he's not a baby.
Well, yeah, I mean, people have been nicknamed.
But you can't be
Baby.
like a middle-aged man.
Yeah, people have been
No.
nicknamed
Baby
Baby
Gronk.
their whole
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah,
be,
but that's
that would be a
stupid.
fine
I
nickname
disagree
for a
with that.
football player to be Baby something his whole time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah,
well,
but
you're
I-
allowed to
yeah.
hate that.
I do hope
'Cause
that
it
he
is
just
stupid.
doesn't get big.
Yeah, no, he just totally peters out.
Yeah,
Fucking-
I highly doubt he's going to play professional football.
Yeah.
Just because if I had to guess for any individual
Well,
person
I
at
imagine-
9, if they would, I'd guess no.
Yeah.
he'll suffer a horrifying, debilitating injury in his like
Yeah.
high school career.
Well,
and
it's
then-
like again, it's like something where it's like you don't even know if that kid's gonna have the body type to play like high
Yeah.
school or college ball.
well, they feed him enough milk steaks, and maybe he will.
yeah, he'll
Based
just
on
be
like the
pure-
size of parents, there are people that successfully like raise from birth.
Well,
NFL
based on his
players.
mom, I bet he's gonna be
titty monster.
titty monster.
He's
when
gonna
he
have
grows
the bo-
up. He's
I love
gonna-
the idea. Instead of growing up and having the body type of his dad, he grows up and has the body type of his
Baby
mother.
Gronk
with the fake tits and everything.
No, Baby Gronk just like comes out as trans.
yeah.
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 Oh no, he
Everyone's
doesn't
like,
come out
"Ah."
as trans. He just is like still trying to be Baby Gronk and like bulk up,
huge
but
titties.
it just will always look like that. And he's like,
No, my master,
Yeah,
my body
when I used to
titty.
play, like,
massive tits.
Pick up football with the neighborhood kids when I was younger. we'd fucking ram into each other and get concussions. There's this one kid that was just way bigger, and it's like, yeah, he's the scary guy. And we didn't see him for a long time, and then I ran into him a few years ago, and he's like 5'5", 5'6".
Yeah. Is he wide still?
He's still wide, yeah. He's a brick.
But at that point, you like...
How wide?
About as wide as that piano.
Oh, shit. That's fucking wild.
He weighs probably 900 pounds.
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
You can like make a like high school career off of being 5'6", but you cannot go to college being 5'6" for... Because
you're
like,
not allowed. They
can't
don't
go to college
let
for
you college.
anything.
Yeah.
You can play ball, but you cannot study something.
You can go to like Gnome College, maybe.
Yeah, Gnome College, Gnome
Tallest
ball.
Gnome and Gnome
You can play
College.
Gnome ball.
What if we use CRISPR to make someone that's like 6 feet wide, and they just become like a goalie?
CRISPR. We know the gene that makes you look like a piano.
Make
we
you
can
into a
activate
goal.
that.
Wide as a piano, and they're just a miserable person, but their parents like, you're going to be an MLB goalie. Like
An MLB.
And he's like scooping people up
not
like a
MLB.
snowplow. He's just like scooping them up and just putting them
You
down.
make that guy a hockey goalie.
Oh, yeah.
He just sits in front of it. He looks sad because he'll never find love, you know.
Someone's gonna love him. Someone's like, oh my god.
Oh, he's good enough at it. He'll get paid well, and he'll be.
He just sits
crushing it.
down sadly. Goal
Imagine
They fire
him
pucks
sitting-
at him all day, and he's like,
Imagine him going to those.
It makes so much money.
Yeah. Imagine him seeing those like homeless benches or whatever and just sighing and being like, I gotta find another one. The ones with like the bars, so you
anti-homeless,
can't
yeah.
you can't lie
So
down
like
on
people there's like the little armrest.
it. Yeah. And so
When they
he's
put the
like,
armrest in
oh,
the
I'm so
middle.
tired, I want to sit down. And he's like, oh, a bench. He's like, oh.
Oh,
He's always sitting on the ground, and you're like, "Come on, man! You look sad when you sit on the ground." He's like, "That's the only place I can sit."
That's all this anti-homeless architecture.
He could slip the armrest in between his butt cheeks and just
really
He's
floss his ass.
Perfectly balanced.
Has
Just
to get driven around in the back of a pickup.
yeah.
like a full size U-Haul.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They put windows on it, like, oh, here comes fucking Flat Stanley. He's just sad, looking out the
He's
window,
got,
bumping along.
He's got like a couch. He's got like a couch that's this size, and he just like bolted it to the ground of the U-Haul, and that's how he sits down there now. Or even worse, he just like sits in the back and like rolls around.
Damn, this
He's
is
like,
a
my
real,
life is hell.
This is a real guy. Sad.
You
Yeah,
did this
we
to
shouldn't
me.
do that with CRISPR.
Yeah, we
raise
should.
awareness
Technology's gone
about
too
this
far.
problem.
Yeah, well, what is CRISPR a thing still? Do people still fuck
Is
with
CRISPR
CRISPR?
You
a
can't
thing?
do that with CRISPR.
What
Oh
can you
yeah,
do with
people are like,
CRISPR?
this is a cool technology, but we're probably this.
Well, you know, you kind of get done with the thing after a while. You know, they stopped making blackberries. You
We,
know,
like,
people
don't
loved
even-
blackberries, but they stopped
making
them.
BlackBerry.
We don't.
Yeah.
Oh, the phones.
Yeah.
We don't know what literally like 99.999% of the genes do at this point.
Well,
so it's like
I know like a few.
I know one of them does that.
you just gotta. That's
I just
Well,
know.
I saw the whitest man I ever seen last night,
and he was probably CRISPR'd.
he
like that.
probably had some of those genes that we could harvest.
Oh yeah, harvest those genes.
Yeah, that's the thing.
yeah.
That's what CRISPR does. It takes it out of one guy and puts it in
it
another
puts
guy.
it in, and then you turn into it like Ben 10.
That's how we make the Space Marines.
Yeah, you slap it down like a watch, and you turn into a hot Vilgaxian alien,
No, not going to talk about Ben 10.
or one of the really hot
No.
accelerate women.
No. What does CRISPR do? Please enlighten me.
CRISPR activates different genes,
Was
so
that
you
like
can
a kind of air fryer?
CRISPR's used to like edit different genes. So a big part of that, you're not like editing it in the sense that you're like, there's different like gene pairs that when you say activate, you're adding
Yeah.
different genes into, you're slicing different genes into certain RNA strands, copying that. And then because they have those, bodies will activate different and like make different proteins based on those.
So we're putting that in other people?
Most of the time you're putting that into things way, like you're not like CRISPR-ing genes that are going into you unless you're like getting a bone transplant, but that's pretty new stuff. But like most of the time you're like taking an egg and then CRISPR-ing shit in there because your body will like fundamentally reject anything that's like, okay,
Yeah, anything.
this is,
You're going to get cancer. You're going to
Yeah.
get super cancer.
So like you're like, my baby's not gonna have Down syndrome. Please fix that before it's born.
that is
Please give
something
it Down
that
syndrome.
we're not allowed
Yeah.
to do as
Yeah.
much as some of us would like to.
Yeah, I know. It's just the ethics of CRISPR are big.
Yeah, because they're like, should we? But also it's like,
Is it eugenics?
how many more people do we need to have Down syndrome?
Like one or two.
Give me a
more.
number, and then all the rest of them we can CRISPR that shit out.
Like 500 million.
Yeah,
I need more. There's a shortage.
There's a short.
But the ethics behind CRISPR say we're not allowed to make more of them.
I do love the idea that there's like, so because the ethics is terrible, they're like, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to have a number, and every year this many Down syndrome babies have to be born, and there's not enough, so they're putting the Down syndrome into babies to like keep that number.
It's like a random draft.
Yeah, it's like, no. You've been chosen.
Yeah, it's a random, but they don't really tell you. You just like, your child's born, it has Down syndrome. You look at the doctor and you're like, we got chosen. He's like, I don't
know.
Maybe that's just how your baby was.
Yeah, maybe we're just not trying to edit the genes here. And then the baby comes out and it's got like a chiseled jawline. It's perfect in every other way, but it has Down syndrome. It's like, we clearly designer babied my baby. And it's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that's just the way the world works.
Yeah,
sometimes.
but he has Down syndrome, but he's got the size of the piano. That's how they keep the Down syndrome
the
up.
Ultimate combination.
Yeah, he's got retard strength and the size of the size of the piano. You know what else has the size of a piano?
I don't.
Okay, never mind. We're done with transitions. But YouTube has been doing this thing where they put auto captions or auto like timestamps in for videos that don't have it and are super long. So it did it to a couple of our videos, and I thought our Taylor Swift Bravely Says the N-word episode was really funny because it had some of the best like timestamps that I saw.
At the start, intro, then 2-year anniversary, jawline, dream SMP, apes, NFT, Taylor Swift, finance, mobile game ads, VTubers,
kind of really nailing it.
Hustle culture. It's doing a good job.
Yeah.
Comedy chess signals, chess halftime, post halftime, drunk driving, Jeep party, Jenny, Black Lives Matter, PewDiePie, Wine Spot, Cub Vet, reprints, crime segment, racism segment.
And what's funny about the racism is that like the racism segment is like literally the last like 1/5 of our pod. So you just see all of these different
That's a pretty good ratio. We're normally worse.
Yeah. Well, you see all of these different segments, and then when you're like scrolling over it, it just says racism. And so I thought that was pretty funny.
That's fucking awesome.
Like, all right, the boys are getting racist now.
That was just what the algorithm has determined.
Yeah, they're having another racist.
What were we talking about?
I don't remember because they're definitely not the timestamps I did.
Put in a clip of the funniest racism segment right here from that episode.
At least it's not saying racist.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. I think that was the one that we started talking about.
We're disavowing racism.
Yeah. We were talking about how we don't like it at all.
A lot for like 20 minutes.
For 20 minutes. And we keep, because it just makes us so mad.
We're good.
We're good.
I'm not racist. I'm normal.
YouTube algorithm gods, please.
Yeah. Can we sue them for like libel? For that?
Do you have the money to sue YouTube for libel?
No, I got a nest egg I've been working on.
Okay, cool. That nest egg.
Well, you can do it.
Yeah,
if you got the nest egg.
You're a part of this. You're a part of the Brown Bricks Podcast LLC.
Well,
they're all signed on it.
We're gonna make our lawyer listen to every episode of the podcast just to get one more view.
Then every time he finishes an episode, we go, "Do you think that one was racist?"
That one racist?
And he's like, "Yes."
No.
Every time, yes.
Yes. No, that's what we do for the court case where we're doing that, and it's like, tell us where exactly you thought the racism was.
They're like, juries.
Well, we've been taking some notes. And then it's just,
we've got about 400 examples from your last 2 months of podcasts of clear racism.
I fucking love the idea where it's like, oh man, like this is so annoying. We need to like have a transcript for our pod, but we don't want to type it out ourselves. So we go into court and we're like, here's section 1, section 105. This is our 105th episode. Please explain.
Just making them listen to everyone.
But then they have the court transcribers. So then we're like, awesome.
All right, give me that.
And then we just have the transcription, and that's all we use them for.
That's sweet.
We're trying to get the case going as long as possible, so we keep having to look up more examples, drive our views up.
In our newest episode here,
The transcribers
been
like
recording and releasing episodes between trials.
It's like the jury is like stressed out. They're like, these people should not be allowed to live. It's like a very public court case.
It's now a criminal
We
trial.
spent millions of dollars on the fucking lawsuit just because we don't want to hire a transcriber.
Yeah.
But dude, if we did that and then we just started up like a Patreon, we could become grifters so
free
quick.
speech advocates.
Yeah, free
Yeah,
speech.
free speech advocates.
But
for
we're
us.
doing YouTube.
Well,
So
yeah,
it's
because they called us racist.
Yeah, dude, and we weren't. We were just doing comedy.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just jokes. It was all just jokes.
My favorite is the ape segment because it really is talk about gorillas and chimps on your guys' podcast every time.
We
like,
often
oh, yeah.
I
do.
think we were just
We're getting
talking
through the
about
ape segment. That's my second favorite. My favorite though is the racism.
My favorite is the back 1/5 of racism.
Oh yeah, we're
that they
getting
do.
through NFT segment right now into racism.
Hey, racism, that's the dessert. of
Taylor
our podcast,
Swift,
baby.
racism.
Yeah.
Name two things that go together.
Well,
better.
I think we kind of predicted that, you know.
Was Taylor Swift racist?
Well, you know,
Maddie Healy. It was
She
funny.
definitely has all the same beliefs as him. She
Yeah.
went out.
definitely adjacent.
Maddie Healy, I've seen like the podcast clips. It was literally just the Come Down guys would say a joke.
Oh, yeah. Well-
and he didn't admonish them for the joke.
Yeah,
It was
well, he
like-
was also saying some shit about what was it called? Ghetto
Ghetto
gaggers.
gaggers, yeah.
What's a ghetto gagger?
It's
It's
it's porn.
very abusive, fucked up porn series that
Okay.
he admitted
told
to
a story
watching.
that he was watching it.
Well, I feel like he probably just shouldn't have told that story.
He should
would
Yeah.
not
probably-
talk.
I think everyone would have it at the very least the take that he should have not said that on that podcast.
Yeah.
Even the people on that podcast.
Yeah, I
Did
mean,
not
I
have
say a lot of
admitted to
shit on this podcast that's not like what I would say to normal people, but
Yes. But that's
But
I don't
I'm
say
also
that.
banking
Not
on not
the
becoming
lead
well
of the
known.
1975.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
the whole thing is like, oh, you know.
I'm also not famous.
Yeah, and we've also done great deals to exclude our name.
I also
all
don't
this.
look like that guy. That guy, whew,
Yeah, seriously,
looks like
Maddie.
shit.
Maddie
There's some
Healy
angles
looks like a
where
white
I'm like,
guy.
he's an alright looking guy, and there's some angles where I'm like, he's a weird looking fucking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's just like a white band guy. I've got a playlist called White Boy Rock on my Spotify,
Boy Rock.
and all of them look like that. Every single one of those. It's an apt description for all the songs that are on that playlist.
What is a famous song from the 1975? What have they done?
Yeah, I'm sure I've heard one, but I
Yeah.
can't like
1985.
It was
It
a
was
very good
the
year.
best year.
That's
It's
no, it's
what I named my
1985.
band.
They did the Phineas and Ferb song theme song.
Did they?
No, that was Bowling for Soup for both of those.
What was the other one?
1985. I said they 1975 made a song.
Well, Bowling for Soup. Did they write a song called 1985?
Yeah. Bruce Springsteen, Madonna, way
that's
before
fine.
Nirvana.
Damn, they also did the Phineas and Ferb theme song.
Yeah,
Cool. I didn't know that.
they're cool. They're a cool band.
They're also my dad's.
and they're also my mom's.
Wow, how many members?
You know what? You know what's cool about my mom's?
What?
Is
That
that
you
they
love
sent me
them.
they sent me a really awesome thing on because my mom is a very Christian woman, so she sent me a very awesome series of DMs where somebody took a picture of the Diablo 4 ad
She's not a
on
fan.
Times Square, and there was there's the fire stuff going on there, so it was all
Yeah.
like smoky and murky, and the guy was like, "This is some pretty good tight marketing. This is pretty funny." And then my mom said, "No, that's not funny." And then she posted a Bible verse after that. But it was just really funny to me that she's like, "This is a sign of the end times. That Diablo 4 is coming out." I'm like, "It's a stupid game."
It's true. Diablo 4 is a sign of the end times. The
Probably.
end of gaming itself.
Which is much worse than the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Gaming will live
I don't
forever.
know, bro. Is it?
I don't know.
The end of gaming? Yeah. That's the worst thing ever.
That is the worst thing ever.
I love games. I love playing games, of talking about games. Speaking of, Summer Games Fest is happening right now.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess the new Starfield trailer looks a lot better than the old one when we
That's not a
chat
high
on it.
bar.
RTS?
What?
Oh no, Starfield. That's the
That's
Bethesda.
the new
Yeah.
Bethesda game, yeah.
I hear that's not a high bar to clear. I hear that
The old trailer sucked ass, and people are talking about like comparing the two, and the new one, I guess, looks way fucking better in terms of gameplay. So,
I mean, there's a reason that they delayed it because it was just like
yeah,
it looked like.
no, it looked poopy, and now I guess it looks less poopy, but it might still be very poopy.
I mean, it is a Bethesda game. It's funny how that used to be like a sign of quality, and now that's like a...
Nah, I don't think it ever was.
Bethesda game?
It was like for like 3 games. It was maybe like...
People liked it, I think, up until Fallout 4.
Also, they're like a publisher as well.
Yeah. No, they're not.
They
they're
fell really flat on 4.
They have
publishers. Their publishers ZeniMax. They themselves are Bethesda games, and they just have different studios on that. Yeah. So there's like Bethesda Austin, Bethesda Antarctica. I don't know.
Like Skyrim, they re-released way too often, but like still, when it came out, like that was like
that was
a lot of
all
other games weren't doing.
And Oblivion was really good. People like that a lot.
It was a little jank, but
Fallout 3, people love that.
Morrowind is a cult classic.
New Vegas, not them.
I know, but it's like it was released under their moniker, so I feel like that was why it was a sign of quality. Is that everybody was like New Vegas? It's so funny that they were like, you can get bonuses, but based on like a Metacritic score, and then they just didn't.
I think a lot of companies still do that shit, which is fucked.
That's insane. That's imagine like just like leaving it up to the critics who are just be like, wasn't feeling it that day. It's like a guy had like a bad sandwich, and it means that you can't like get a bonus.
You can't eat.
Or it's one of those guys who he talked about like. There's like the new Guitar Hero thing where he's like, I want to talk to you about the new Guitar Hero, but what I really want to talk to you about is how capitalism is poisoning the world. And it's like, that's the guy who reviews your game, and you're like, no, no, I can't.
Yeah, it wasn't just like one guy.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of guys who made a lot of dumb thoughts, dumb takes.
That's all game reviewers.
Yeah.
Gamergate rise up. You know what else should rise up?
What?
Who should rise up?
The guys who are making Mortal Kombat 1.
Oh, yeah.
You guys all right? Because I know you guys had watch a lot of gore videos and shit to make those fatalities.
Oh, yeah.
I got a lot of PTSD from that shit.
It's always, like, strangely accurate gore, too, because, like...
It's horrifying. I don't like those games because I think that shit is kind of like weird and perverse.
I do really hate like how pronounced it is when like I like to play fighting games for like the mechanics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was playing like 11 for a while, and I just kept seeing like Cassie get like my character that I was playing get like mutilated in different ways, and I'm like, I don't like this. Like
it's like really uncomfortable.
This is like really fucked up, and it just like feels like makes me uncomfortable for playing this. I just wish you could like turn them off or something. I don't know.
No, yeah, I agree, but no, that's like a real thing. It's like they had them like watch a bunch of like real gore shit so they could accurately animate.
They got paid.
Fucking
we did that in high school for free.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They had
unwatch people.
They had
die
Brett. They had Brett show them a PowerPoint. They're like, check this out.
Check this shit out.
There's an Indian boy getting hit by a motorcycle and then run over by a train.
Yeah. And that would be really funny.
Chinese steelworker.
That would be really funny if all of the new fatalities in this one cut to like a Live Leak logo and like a really weird camera angle that's like clearly a security camera, and it just shows them getting like mutilated and like walking away, but it's like there's no pauses on different things to be like, oh, that's brutal. It's just like killing them, and it's like, oh,
that should be a secret finisher. That'd be fucking cool.
They cut.
Everyone has a security cam, like strangely grounded.
It looks like murder finisher. Death. Looks like an iPhone video that's filming a security screen, and there's like a guy speaking in Mandarin quietly behind it. Yeah. And they're like, Ni hao shao jiba. And then ni hao dao jiba.
Am I right, ladies? You know who does have Neo Shaojiba?
Who?
I don't know.
Spider-Man 2099. Have you seen all that thirst for him?
Great transition, dude.
Who? No, Neo Shaojiba is small.
Oh, Neo Shaojiba
is big.
Oh, yeah. No,
who's big?
Miguel O'Hara from the new Spiderverse movie. Have you seen all the memes about him having, like, people wanting to, like...
He does have a fat cock.
He does have a fat cock, but there's a lot. I've seen that far too much not to bring it up on this episode on my Twitter feed.
The
I was not aware.
Cyber Spider-Man.
The cyber,
yeah, I recall.
Yeah. He just has a really big ass, and all the women on my timeline are like, "Oh my god, I need him to kill me. I need him to like choke me." And I'm like, I've seen too many people talking about that one scene where he choke slams Miles, where they're like, oh my god.
I've seen art, but I've not seen the people really talk. People are thirsting over Hobie.
People love Hobie, but Hobie's cool. I dig Hobie. I dug Hobie.
Yeah, I mean they're both cool.
Yeah, they are both cool. One needs to go to therapy.
I don't like British people.
I don't either, but
he's a cool British person.
But he was like
he hates
a punk
the AM,
rocker.
He hates the PM. That's a good line. Because he's like, I hate
he's like the prime minister.
Yeah, exactly. Did you get that?
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I was
you know
like,
what else is pretty
how do you hate the AM and the PM? You gotta like sometime, right?
Yeah, he hates exactly noon, or he likes exactly noon.
Well, that's either AM or PM still.
Yeah, I guess that is true. I don't know.
Unless you're on military time.
That's what
he likes military time.
He's nonconformist. That's his whole thing. Did you guys see Apple Vision Pro stuff?
Yeah. That's going to be the new standard of dads looking at their dead wife in movies, just having like the little VR screen, and they see like all the memories play.
Yeah, that is going to be, it is kind of cool, like Stark Tech. Like it is seeing like how people use it.
Dude, it better do all of that shit super fucking well for the price they're asking for.
$3,500.
It better, like play. Like it's not even VR though, is the thing.
It is VR.
Oh, it will be VR?
It's AR VR, and there's like a crown on the side, and you can twist it, and it becomes less or more VR the more you twist it. So it's you can be like, okay, I only want a little. I only want to see my kids a little. Or you can be like, I want to fully see my kids. Or you want to be like, no kids. And so you can twist that. And apparently it works like shockingly well, because it's something where it's
they've
like,
already got people playing around with it.
Yeah, all the people who've tried it at like the WWDC have said like using it is like magic, where it's like you like point at it and it tracks your eyes. So like the way that you select things is you have like you look at something and then you like pinch and then it like selects it. And it works really, really well.
But until they make it not some dumb fucking goggles I gotta wear, nobody wants that shit.
To be fair, like the Apple, everyone shit on the iWatch because they're like, it's a square, it looks fucking stupid. Everyone shit on like a lot of those things. And I feel like if it is cool enough, and if they bring the price down a lot, which the cost of materials is like $1,500, and that's something where it's like, I think they're just paying for R&D with this first batch. And then after that, they're going to like make a non-pro model that's like, here you go. Here's like a shittier model, but it's going to cost you like $1,000. And that's when people are going to like really get in.
All the most annoying people in the are going to be walking around with those fuckers.
Do you think people are going to come to your bar with that on?
Well, I'm gonna kill them.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Steal it. What do you guys?
How you like adjust so that it becomes more VR? You can see someone like slowly stopping, making eye contact with you, and you're like,
their eyes.
You're like, you're fucking watching some hentai right now, aren't you? And they're like, no. Like, are you doing this again? Like,
I can see it on the inside of your
You're supposed to be talking to your grandma right now.
Holy shit!
And that is kind of you're looking at porn.
Take the glasses off
because it shows you their eyes.
Take them off now. Looking around furiously, like pinching.
Pinching. You're like scrolling. It is like the ultimate, like, because the thing with the phone is that when you're, I mean, speaking from experience, when you're looking at images that you'd rather not other people see, it's very hard because you're like looking at that and people can look over at your phone. But it is the ultimate, like, what's going on in there, buddy?
This is like, he's sitting on the train, his mouth's starting to yeah, he's watching porn. I know he's watching porn. All the other people just have a normal face, probably reading something or watching a video, and he's
the guy
like
with the goggles on.
The guy with the goggles on's like, and then it's like you can see that it would be really funny that like it is trained to auto recognize when you hear someone saying he's watching porn, and then it like cuts you out of the VR, and then it like shows your eyes and it darts over to them. It's like, no,
it should project like a false version of your face on the other side of the goggles.
Oh yeah.
So it looks like you're being normal.
Your eyes are protruding out to the front.
And a false version of your arm. So it's like and a false version of your pants.
Okay, that's a
lot.
Right,
so you've got a guy that's just jerking off. Wants to do it in public.
Looks like he's just standing normally on the train, but it's just he's obviously jerking off.
I like that idea of just like a normal guy. No goggles involved, but just like a mannequin arm sticking off, and you can see that he's jerking off on the
Here's the
he's like, I'm not masturbating. You can see both of my arms.
Here's the New World Order part of that, though. Apple, once everybody wears these and they just become ubiquitous, Apple will be able to do that, because then they can just have that guy and then like edit him out of your thing and project like a normal. So guys can be jerking off, but if everyone's got the goggles on, they can just be like
erase him. From
they can
Google
just erase
apply anti-masturbation lens for my child for getting on the train where everyone masturbates.
Where everyone is constantly beating off.
Siri, please apply the anti-masturbation lens to the guy in the corner. Applied, sir. He forgot to apply it himself. Well, then they test your heartbeat with your Apple Watch. They're like, we see that you're masturbating. Do you want us to apply the anti-masturbation lens? And you're like, yeah, please.
Yes, please. To everyone around you, yeah, so that no one can tell.
Yeah.
Then one day you take yours off. It's a Black Mirror episode. Everyone's masturbating. Everyone.
It's just cum everywhere.
Everywhere.
Because
people are walking down the street, walking their dog, playing at the park. Everyone's just jerking off, and everyone thinks they're the only one that does it.
Yeah, they think that because it's like one of those like hidden settings. So they had to go onto like a YouTube video to be like, show me how to do the anti-masturbation settings. But then like you realize that everyone's done it, and they're like, oh, I thought I was the only one. Then Neo from the Matrix pulls your thing off, and you just see like cum everywhere.
He's got like a fucking raincoat on to cover
There's
himself.
too much cum.
Like a high school teacher is like, guys, we said none of those goggles in class. They're like, I have my notes on it.
I need to look at this.
You all have your notes on that? Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Just do the class.
There's definitely going to be like there's definitely going to be something where it's like teachers will be able to like spin your thing around and be like, okay,
your thing
that's
around.
Well, yeah, your penis, your digital penis. No, they're going to be able to like spin your notes around to see if you're actually working on it. Because that will be.
They're gonna let you do that in school.
Well, it's like
the schools might not do it right away, but Apple is definitely going to make it like, sell it as something that you can use for studying in the classroom.
The current one's like
illegal.
an enterprise solution.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, they always make this like they're always branding it and trying to make it a thing that like you can use in all aspects of life. It enhances everything. And then, there ends up being a few cases where it's pretty handy, and everyone uses it for that, and then they know what it's for.
What did people use Google Glass for when that shit came
that was
out?
like an enterprise thing. Like that was really, really useful for people who were like working on factory lines and needed like a heads-up display for stuff.
Yeah, like that's the thing. They made Google Glass, and they made it. They're like, all right, let's try to make this do everything, and then they found out it's really good for that shit.
Yeah.
So now Google Glass, I'm pretty sure they just make and market it for that shit.
Yeah, almost
because they're like, this is where it's getting used.
And that's where like Microsoft HoloLens is trying to do that stuff. But this is basically HoloLens, but like a little bit more amplified. I doubt we're going to see, especially because it only has like a 2-hour battery life. I doubt we're going to see people
oh my God.
walking. Well, it's like, it's doing a lot under the hood.
I guess,
and it's also like very quiet apparently and doesn't like overheat on your face. But it has like a 2-hour battery life. So it's something that we're probably going to see a lot of people like try and use it out at first, but then they realize like this is basically just going to be my computer. And I think
a big backpack with the battery plugged into it.
There's like a small backpack battery that you have to, because there's no like internal battery on it. There's like a wire that goes down into your pocket.
What the fuck?
That's how it has
This is a piece of shit.
I mean,
okay, I'm less sold on this now.
I think it's gonna be really cool because you can like project like your screen from like your Mac on it, and then you can use like a keyboard on it. So like, I'm excited because you could also like plug it into a wall.
Using a visual keyboard sounds like
no, like you can use like a physical keyboard.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I think like for enterprise solutions, like it's a cool concept, and my company has me looking into it a little bit. Because I helped out some of the VR stuff, but it's definitely going to be interesting.
Have you seen the AR helmets that fighter pilots wear?
Yeah, those are cool. Fucking cool. Again, like I do think having that Stark tech is going to be enough for a lot of people to overcome a lot of like the annoyances of it, and like just being able to be like, turn on my porn, and that's like awesome.
What do those fighter helmets do? Like highlight targets and shit?
Yeah, well, just
they also show porn.
So they're also watching porn. Yeah,
classic.
You see the jets starting to like go off course and like, hey,
back in formation.
Yeah, hey, and they can't
tighten
look.
up.
Hurricane, are you watching porn again?
No, sir.
No, sir. Oh no. Yeah, apparently some of them you can like see through the plane, so it's like you're just floating there.
Damn,
so you can look anywhere.
Well, Oh, I guess like there's a camera on the bottom of the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be useful as a fighter pilot.
I was reading they
book.
Wrote out whatever communications they have. I can't think of the words, but for these pilots that drew a dick in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
That rock.
With their F-18, and some mother took a picture of it. But it was pretty funny. They're like, all right, we got to go on the shaft now. And they're at the proper zone. Another F-18 going by is like, great job, boys. Looks awesome.
Yeah. You missed the little tip at the end. I got that. Roger.
Yeah.
Going into free fall.
And then they were like, it's not going away.
Yeah,
like,
we thought it was going to go away really quick. That's what's funny about it. Like, oh, shit. It's still there.
They went to like the perfect altitude for like contrails to stay for a long time. They tried flying through it to make it go away. And then ran out like going low on fuel. Like, oh, shit.
Yeah, and they had to go back, and it's like, is that that's definitely a dick.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Actually, that rocks. Dudes rock.
Yeah. You know what else rocks? Avatar 2 is now on Disney Plus streaming.
What? I don't care.
You guys can all watch it now.
I don't want... I could have watched it months ago.
With me, and I can show you all the cool scenes, and we can rewind to the best parts.
What are the best parts?
Oh, I've got a couple in mind.
Name your favorite part.
The part where they're under the water, and the hot Navi lady helps you out by breathing.
She helps you to breathe?
How does she help you breathe?
She gets the starfish thing and puts it on your back.
Oh. That's not what I want.
Do Navis have buttholes?
They have to.
I certainly hope so. Why would he make... They have to. They just have to.
Getting Jack too excited here.
Why would they make those things without buttholes?
Getting worked.
You know what else Jack is excited about?
Making him move on. Just transition for it.
Let's see. Oh shit.
I think their buttholes are blue or pink.
No.
Really.
God
Probably
damn it.
Blue. Probably like a dark pinkish blue,
maybe a purple.
Like a trans pride flag on their.
I think it would be blue, but a different shade of blue. I don't know what that would be. Don't ask me. I don't know.
I've got some swatches that I can come up with.
We can get some swatches.
Swatches with potential.
We can probably get in the room with Spielberg and talk to him.
Navi hole swatch.
It's just a different guy. Not James Cameron. Just Spielberg. What do you think is the nap? He's like, I've been thinking about this a lot too.
Great question, Jack.
Great question.
Well, we get to Spielberg first, and then he can get us to Cameron.
Yeah, it's like get us.
Spielberg's a stepping stone.
I love watching all the videos of like George Lucas showing Steven Spielberg all the stuff he's doing with Star Wars, like all the classic videos. He's like showing him a battle droid. He's like, the Goongas are gonna fight all these guys, and it's gonna be fucking awesome, bro.
Like, that's great, George.
And yeah, Spielberg's like, wow, this is actually really fucking cool. What is this, like his arm or something? Like, actually, that's like his turbo capacitor, and he really needs that in order to function.
Yeah, George Lucas is like...
He's my favorite nerd.
He's like autistically obsessed with the things that no one cares about in Star Wars, but the things that people do care about, he's always scared, or like they're friends. It's like the story stuff that people are like, oh, that's like the through line. He's like, I did not. That's like the least
human interaction.
When the original actors were talking about like, how do you pronounce like Han? Do you pronounce it Han or Han? And he's like, I don't care.
It doesn't
like,
really
you
matter.
wrote this character. What the fuck? You mean
he wrote like everything is like a means to the end of like him seeing the things that he likes, and that's what I love about those 3 movies is he's like, this is the best parts of all of the Star Wars, and people were like, oh, I kind of hate these things. And he's like, fuck you.
The prequels fucking rock, dude.
Yeah,
they're better than the original trilogy. I'm willing to admit that now.
That's a bold statement. That's probably
they're definitely overhated.
They're overhated, but they're not good movies. Like, just fundamentally.
They have a lot of really, really bad scenes.
But like,
there's also scenes that are fun. Whereas the original ones hold up as like a whole narrative a little better, in my opinion.
I also think that like structurally they're like...
Or a lot better, rather.
They're like confusing. Like structurally it's like confusing as to how a human wrote that. Like when you like break things down.
Well, because he's a really smart guy.
He's too smart for me.
And he's really good at writing.
The prequels set up a lot of fun additional Star Wars content.
Padme.
And that's nice.
They set up
And the
Padme.
Gungas.
And the Gungas.
Gungas.
I
They
love
set
a
up
good Gunga.
Padme kissing those Gungas. They said,
Did
"Thank
that
you
happen?
for."
Whoa.
Yeah, she said, "Thank you for
Is that
saving my
canon?
planet. I will kiss every one of you on the mouth."
That's awesome.
And she did that
Good
to
for
me
them.
too.
What the fuck?
'Cause I saved her
I
planet.
didn't see that part.
That's in the new.
That was in
movie
one of
that
the
we're doing.
books. One of
That's
the books Jack wrote.
Well, I've
That's
heard they
canon.
might make Idris Elba the new bad guy in Star Wars.
that'd be cool. I like Idris Elba.
I also
like
heard
Idris
that
Elba.
came from like a website or like a news source that like just guesses shit.
Oh
bro.
yeah,
Hell
like
yeah,
the
dude.
comic book resources.
I love
that are like, well, let's just say things and then hope they come true, and then we'll be like, we called that.
Mhm.
It's all I know is that like at least with I had a thought there. Maybe no, the newer stuff looks really dumb because it seems like they're doubling down on a lot of the stuff people hated about the sequel trilogy.
Yeah,
They were
the
like
movies are dead to me. The TV shows are actually kind of okay.
Mandalorian's cool.
Yeah, and so is Andor, and I'm looking forward to Ahsoka.
I hear Andor's really good. I need to
Andor's
watch
super
that.
fucking good.
You hear they're saying that Baby Gronk's gonna play Teenage Yoda.
Did the
That's
Mandalorian rizz up Baby Gronk, or is Baby Gronk the new daimyo? Not Riz King, daimyo.
The daimyo of
Riz
the
daimyo. The
thief.
Riz daimyo.
The Riz Daimyo.
Is Baby Gronk the new Riz daimyo?
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
think
one of
so.
his Ronin.
I'm inclined to say yes.
I'd think so. And if you believe that Baby Gronk is the new Riz daimyo, email us at brownbrickspodcast@gmail.com. Does anyone have any closing words?
Let's say goodbye.
Let's get a final bit
What?
from our new wacky character, Ooh Guy.
Ooh guy.
Yeah, okay.
Ooh. 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 Ooh.
What?
You know, there's not even like puns you
What?
can make with ooh.
You can't.
right?
Yeah, it's kind of a one note. that note.
Whoa,
thing, ooh.
ooh guy, you're not allowed to say that.
Ooh Guy. Do you ever say anything other than ooh?
Yee.
Oh.
Oh shit! What the?
We
fuck?
can find
Okay.
out more
Okay,
about
all
that
right,
next
goodbye.
week.